In the only building this franchise has ever known. We're at the home of the Texans. Welcome to NRG Stadium in Houston. Kaimi Fairbairn ready to get this one going. And we're off and running from Houston. On the return, Britton Covey. They'll bring him down on the return as he gets this to the 33. All right, let's get this show on the road. It is 1st and 10. Hurts comes out throwing. That's caught. It's Saquon Barkley. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain.
That is a textbook first down completion. Sets up second and very manageable. It creates space to take that shot downfield.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. From the 39. That's caught by A.J. Brown. And he's able to move past the 45 before going out. That one gains 7. And that's good for an Eagles first down. New set of downs for him from the 46. 1st and 10. Here's Hurts. He's got Smith. We're working a couple of yards past the line. Christian Harris on the stop. Eight yards to go. Let's see how they approach this second down. They run it with Saquon Barkley. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot. Moving quickly, trying to get set again. First down throwing for Hurts. Bails out of the pocket quick. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a first down. Offense up to the line fast. First down, a run with Barkley. And he gets absolutely popped to end that one. Working quickly here. On the play fake, it's Hurts. And oh, someone stepped in. It's intercepted. Christian Harris picks it off. Into the red zone. And forget the interception. He makes this a pick-6 touchdown. So on our opening drive, Brock, we've got a big defensive highlight already as the pick-6 starts off our scoring.
This is a defense who isn't hiding how they're approaching this game. They want to be disruptive. They're unafraid to be aggressive. Can be a risky mentality to have. Boy, can it set a tone early.
Point after, up and good by Fairbairn. And the Texans will jump out to a 7-0 lead. A quick chance at redemption after that pick-6 as it's sent away. And it bounces out of the end zone, so they'll set up shop at the 30. Ron starts out with a 1st and 10. Hurts back to the air after the pick. This finds Smith. And they crush him right near the marker. Looks close, but yeah, Brock, I think he safely got that first down before the hit. Shotgun snap for Hurts. Flushed out of the pocket. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. They'll go from the gun with Barkley. And he gets it forward to still about a yard out of that. And stop coming from Henry To'o. Here we go, 2nd and 9. Taken in by Smith. And he's stopped at the 31-yard line. And they can go ahead and stay in that huddle. We're at the end of the first quarter. Neither side separating much so far. We'll make our return to NRG Stadium after this. Ready now for our second quarter. The Eagles have the football. They're moving it well, but now face a 3rd and short. Able to get it to Barkley. And he's down inside the red zone before hitting the deck. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And that's a Philadelphia 1st down. From the pistol, Hurts. Has him on the quick hitter. And he's brought down inside the 10 at the 9. A nice pickup of 11 there, Brock, and they'll have 1st and goal to figure out.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only one? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
Doesn't have the hook up there. Incomplete pass. This one intended for the running back. And it'll be 2nd and goal. Still a couple of shots at this one. Hurts throwing again. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. He was looking for Dallas Goedert there. So they'll be left with 3rd and goal. Part of what's earned him status, Brock, is one of the league's better tight ends. Are those hands, right? His dependable hands. So shouts to the defense there because he wasn't able to hang on that time.
Kate, it's one thing for these defenders to separate a receiver from the ball, but to do so on a stud tight end, that's...
It's a Philadelphia touchdown! It seems like a lot of the time, Brock, even if the results aren't quite as flashy every rep, tight ends are even more reliable scorers than a lot of receivers are when it comes to the passing game.
Yeah, I would agree with that, but there's also a lot more real estate for them to work with, right? Think of the receivers. They got to deal with the sidelines, that 12th defender. Many of these tight ends, they've got a ton of field to work with, and when they prove to the quarterback they can be a difference maker, he'll look for him.
Elliott's all set for the kickoff. And the kickoff is into and then out of the end zone. Touchback. This drive starting from the 30. They're out and set. 1st and 10. Running for the first time with Joe Mixon. He's forward. Gets a couple of yards. Josh Sweat making the stop. 2 on the pickup there, and it's going to be 2nd and 8. Operating from the gun, it's Stroud. That's a catch for Nico Collins. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. That chunk worth a nice 21 yards. And the Texans are going to have a 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 47-yard line.
From the gun, Stroud. Finding Collins. A big 34-yard pickup there. And it sets up a Houston 1st.
Now, right there, that's what you want to see on your opening drive. Boom! Connect on a big shot, and instantly you set a tone that you're not going to be afraid to be aggressive in this game today. Boy, do I love that.
Touchdown, Houston! So a touchdown on the board for Brock as they start this game off a perfect 1-for-1 offensively.
Yeah, I'm going to call that scripting for success right there. Can't do it much better than that. And listen, when you script these first plays, you don't always know who the targets are going to be. It's really then relying upon what the defense is trying to take away. They couldn't take away that big old tight end.
Fairbairn connects on the extra point. And the Texans break that tie and now lead by 7. Fairbairn has it all set up for the kickoff. that one bounces through the end zone for a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30. Hurts now from the gun. Throw came out right as the defense got to him. That's an incomplete pass.
Well, that's one you chalk up to the pressure earning that incompletion. They came in before he could find the target, hit him, altered that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
Has a man, it's Brown. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. Barkley on the shotgun handoff. And he's only able to power this forward for about 3 yards. Eagles hustling everyone back to the line. From the 46. He'll get this one to Brown. And a nice gain here, but it's stopped short of the first. Eagles hustling everyone back to the line. Hurts with it on 3rd and short. Complete beyond the marker. And they bring him down around the 34. Timeout taken by the Eagles. That's going to be their first. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of 3rd downs just like that.
Chased out to his right. He's going to keep it this time. And they bring him down. Looks like he got it to the 27. Philadelphia going to spend its 2nd timeout. And they still have 1 in their pocket for what's left of this half. 2nd and 3 now. From the 27. Barkley's got it. He's descended upon quickly and dropped after it looks like a yard gain. Christian Harris on the stop.
That's a defense's goal, right, Kate? Just get us to 3rd down so we can have a chance to get off the field. And that was a good adjustment on that stop in particular, when the back ended up being the target, and they were able to keep him short of the sticks.
Here he is to throw on 3rd and 2. He has it at the 5. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Well, Brock, that proved a little too tough to stick to. Turns out it was the right route to get a touchdown on that play.
Yeah, those corner routes can be some high risk at times, but big-time rewards. Think about this for a second, Kate. We talk all the time about the efficiency of a slant route and in breaking, that angle breaking in, right? Higher completion rate, you're throwing something breaking in. You have a corner that breaks out. Obviously, the efficiency may not be there, but boy, touchdowns and big touchdowns can follow when the 2 stay connected.
Elliott's all set for the kickoff. Dameon Pierce now to return it. This return makes it up to the 25. Beginning a new drive here, but just 16 seconds to go before halftime. Stroud throwing here on 1st. Dive in, and he gets his hands underneath for the catch. Timeout coming from the Texans. That's their first. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. Great start to the drive. They're up in the neighborhood of midfield after just 1 play. First down, Stroud. Throwing deep for the end zone. And the defender comes away with it. Kicked out by Quinyon Mitchell. And the Eagles are stopped on that return. So that interception is going to be the final play of this opening half. So we're through 2 quarters now. Still a half of football to be played. We'll be back with more of the NFL on EA Sports. Well, that first half, certainly an interesting one. Kate, Scott, Brock Eward with you as we get back and see what the second half has in store for us. And we'll have to wait at least a few moments longer for an exciting start to this second half. We've got a touchback. 1st and 10 now from the 30. Looking to throw here and shake off that previous INT. This is complete to Schultz. And a massive hit at the end of that play. Oh, baby. But he hangs on through it. Still able to get that first down.
Good offenses. Okay, good play callers know how to utilize their personnel. They know where they wanted them. They wanted them on a route in space where he could make that initial play comfortably, but then go to work after it.
Completed to Collins. And this one's worked down to the 33 before being stopped. They get 18 yards out of it and a new set of downs.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. When we look back at this one, Brock, it is going to be defensive highlight after defensive highlight. And there again, the examples, they just keep coming.
The physical play has been the trademark, really, from the first snap through this second half. There have not been many just uncontested, clean, efficient plays. Every effort's been answered. That's why that scoreboard's not been lit up.
Give him 11 yards, Brock, and a fresh set of downs.
I know the Combine tries to test everything it possibly can physically, but I don't know how you test courage at the Combine, because there's nobody defending you. Nobody wants to hit you. But that was the epitome of courage to make that in cut and make the catch.
Throw left side, complete.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him that can create space, just find a way to get him the ball.
And he gets leveled just before he reaches the marker, and that hit prevents a first down. 3rd down, 1 yard to go.
On the quick, right?
A give to Mixon up the middle. And he could not get there. They stop him right at the line. Just short on 3rd down, no gain on the run, and now what will they do on 4th? Looking to throw. He finds him beyond the marker. And he's tackled with a first down yardage.
I love those moments of truth. We get to see exactly how they handle it with all the pressure that drives right on. It turns out, handled it pretty darn well, and now they'll keep pushing on.
They're going to run here. It's Mixon. And they try to power it forward, but only a couple of yards there.
Okay, all right. There's a little progress on 1st and goal. You keep it safe, you push a little closer, and now you're set up for what you want to do on 2nd down.
Mixon. Can't fight past that line. They stop him at the 3. We're still tied through 3 here. Neither defense has given an inch in this one. It's still a tie ball game, 14 points apiece as we get ready for the 4th. They've held him out twice. Here we go, 3rd and goal. He's back to throw. And he's off the mark there. Too far behind him to adjust. That brings up 4th down.
I think if you look up in phase in the defensive encyclopedia, that is a picture-perfect form of it. He was all over him in coverage, really forcing the incompletion.
And it falls incomplete. So the defense rises to the challenge and gives the ball back to their offense. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Throwing from near his own goal line. That's into the hands of Barkley. And he's brought down up the 6-yard line.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on 1st down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
2nd and 6 coming up here. Here's Hurts. Hits him on the out route. And they're able to drag him down as he reaches the 15-yard line. A 9-yard gain and good for a first down.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on second down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about third down at all.
Escapes the pocket. And he'll be brought down along the 25-yard line.
Tick, 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 tick. You know, his internal clock right there told him it was time to escape, and good thing he listened to it. He was able to make something out of nothing and at least move them forward.
On second down, here's Barkley. And his short gain gets them a new set of downs. Going to the ground again on first. And he'll go down after pushing this up to the 29. That takes us to the 2-minute warning in Houston. Eagles want to end it in regulation if they can. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Back to throw. Completes this one to Jahan Dotson. And he made a bid for midfield there, but stopped on his own side at the 49. It's a gain of 19 on the play. And that's good for an Eagles first down. He'll look to throw it. Has him on the quick hitter. And he gets leveled just before he reaches the marker, and that hit prevents a first down.
Translatable skills. That's what you call it. So effective as a runner, but those same traits that make him a great runner, adept at getting those yards, well, he translates it now as a receiver in the open field.
And he's marked down, looks like at the 32-yard line. They come through with a nice gain of 10 and a first down.
I'm sure Coach, play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
Wary of the clock here, Brock, but at least all their timeouts are still available. It's 1st and 10. He rolls to his right. Ooh, he got hit as he was throwing, and unsurprisingly, it falls incomplete. 2nd down coming up. Trying to find A.J. Brown. And now it's 2nd down. Here he is to throw. That's complete. Here's Brown. And they have this well into the red zone now at the 15. Timeout taken by the Eagles. That's going to be their first. And they still have 2 available for them as we approach the end of this game. Handoff headed right. Barkley. And he'll only find 1 yard up the gut. 2nd down.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
So they're going to go ahead and call a timeout here. Only 3 seconds left in the game. This game now resting on the leg of Jake Elliott. So they're going to go ahead and call a timeout here. Only 3 seconds left in the game. Now it all comes down to the veteran, confidently marching out for this moment. This is going to be a 31-yarder from the right hash. The kick is good. He got it. And he drills the chip shot to win them this game. So the Eagles will fly out of here with a road win. And with overtime in their back pocket, they weren't going to lose it at the end, but they still managed to set up the field goal, and he executed the game winner. What a memorable way to win it. That does it for another broadcast of the NFL on EA Sports. With my partner in the booth, Brock Hewitt, I'm Kate Scott. The Eagles are winners, as we'll see you next time from Houston.